to talk about, to put into context the guests that we have for you this morning. We're going to be talking about a marvelous new program that the Bowling Green State University is conducting in conjunction with a broad array of partners, and it's all about getting our kids interested in math and science and engineering and all those great things, technology. So I want to introduce you to some folks, and especially one that we know is going to just steal your hearts this morning. But I want to introduce you to some folks who are making the dreams of scientists, more scientists in our community, come alive. I'd like to introduce you first to Darcy Johnson, who's an educator at Venice Heights Elementary School in Sandusky?
In Sandusky, Ohio, yes.
Welcome so much. You are a large part of this program, I understand. It's happening in your classrooms?
In our classrooms, yes. Our programs are set up so that we have stations and science activities on hopefully a daily basis, and the kids are using inquiry and learning lots through touch and feel and hands-on.
Well, great. We're going to talk about that more in just a moment. And one of those kids that Darcy's talking about is the amazing Miss Amaya Wilkinson. She's a student at Venice Heights Elementary School. Welcome, sweetheart. It's good to have you here today. I'm glad that you could be here. And you are this is your teacher? Mm-hmm. Good. We're going to talk about it, and after this show, you can tell me if you really like her. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We've got Bob Mitten, who's the director of the Northwest Ohio Center for Excellence STEM program. You're also a faculty member at Bowling Green State University.
Yep.
Chemistry department.
I am.
Great.
It's great to be here today, Donnie. Thanks very much for giving us a chance to
Well,
talk.
since you're talking, why don't we explain to people exactly what this project is all about?
Sure. There's a growing recognition of the importance of these fields, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, in our economy. These fields are believed to contribute more to innovation and job growth than almost any other field, but we've had a decline in interest of students in careers in these fields and in learning.
Why do you think that is? That was one of my questions this morning.
Well, I think it's in part due to a shift of our culture from a culture where people were content to sit and read to one where they want action, they want things to happen. And so that reflects the change in our strategy for having students learn, from sitting and reading and listening to actually doing things. So you heard Darcy mention that in her classroom, the students are engaged in stations where they learn science by discovering how things actually work at science stations. And that's at the heart of this project. There's a bit more to it, though, even than that. This project's funded by the National Science Foundation, and it was one of only 6 projects that were funded in this particular grant program in the nation about a year and a half ago.
Quite a large grant, as I recall, $7 million?
Right, $7 million.
$7.8 million, yeah.
Right, because the aim is to make a major change, a major shift in the way that students learn science and mathematics and engineering technology in the classroom, and we're working specifically with grades 3 through 8, starting especially with grades 3 through 5.
And there are a large number of partners in this process,
Yes,
are there
there are.
not? Could you name some of those for me? I know I saw Lourdes College.
Mm-hmm.
Lourdes
say that?
College. We're working directly, Sandusky City Schools and Perkins Elementary Schools are working together also in the program.
And Perkins is just outside of Sandusky, just
Right.
Okay.
It's our neighboring school district.
Okay.
And so one of the aspects of this is developing and exploring the possibilities that can arise from collaboration between 2 school districts. Often school districts operate somewhat independently, but there is various expertise in different districts. So
Sure.
one of the things we're doing is fostering ways for the teachers to communicate between themselves so that they can share the things that they figure out work the best for their students.
You know, we've got on the screen right now some
Oh, yeah.
students who are involved in what appears to be a type of experiment in your class. Could you tell us a bit about that, Darcy?
Right, so the students are participating in their stations and they have different jobs in each station. In this particular, we're using water to create energy. So they're trying to make the water move the wheel in order to wind the string, or in this case, move the boats.
Look
the
at
water.
how excited they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful because they're hands-on and they're figuring out how that water will create the energy, but at the same time they're engaged and they think that they're playing, and in 3rd grade that's a big part of our day. We want to enjoy what we're doing, and they don't realize how much they're learning while they do it.
So, Amaya, what's the most fun thing about being in your class?
Is that my teacher is nice.
Oh, that really helps
Brownie
an
points.
awful lot. That helps an awful lot. Are you doing interesting things? Are you doing things that you think are fun in that class? Think you're learning some things?
Yeah,
Do you like learning science?
yeah.
What is it? What's something that you like learning about science?
I like to explore
Oh, okay. Can you tell us something that you explored recently?
about water and how it evaporates.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
So the different stages.
So how often are the kids? You're really good at this, by the way, Mr. Mitten. how often are the kids in your class, Darcy?
I have the students all day long.
Okay.
I teach all the subjects.
All right. So and they're exposed to STEM activities all day long?
Well, our science program is set up around the STEM activities, and I try to include the technology in everything that we do. And the math and the science go right hand in hand.
All right. You mentioned earlier, Bob, that part of the reason for this particular grant award was an interest in reinvigorating the interest of kids
Right.
in STEM issues. Are you seeing that you're losing interest in kids are losing interest in one segment of our population more than another?
I think it's pretty much across the
Across the
board,
board.
but I would say, indeed, students in inner city areas where they have less exposure to the opportunities that are available through these fields, you sometimes see an even lower interest than you do in other places in the country. Affluent children often see the benefits, see the opportunities, and get an opportunity to explore those more so than in inner cities. So in a city like Sandusky, we feel it's especially important to give students opportunities to learn more about what the exciting aspects of these fields are, and to get a chance to engage in it personally, because that personal engagement has been found to be a potent way to stimulate interest. There's another important aspect to this project, though, because what they're doing now is the first stage, where you get to actually do things in the classroom as opposed to just reading about it in a book or hearing about it from somebody else. But starting next year, they'll be scientists themselves. They'll be participating in a real science research project
Really?
where you help us collect data on important scientific questions.
Do you know what the question is going to be?
We know, yeah, we have 5 different projects. And one of them, at the 3rd grade level, they'll be investigating pollinators like bees and butterflies, and helping us gather information about how many butterflies there are in your area and how many bees of which type. And also examining the habitats where these organisms live, and helping us collect information on how those habitats might be changing with time.
What an incredible process this is. Do you guys notice any change in the students that are involved in this process? Do they come in
They're so
they're
excited.
just excited?
They're just
Like
excited.
the young man on the screen,
Yeah.
just terribly excited.
Yeah, every time we get out science, they're just raring to go and ready to learn, and it's very fun to watch.
And Amaya, I heard that you were disappointed that you were missing school today. What are you missing today? What makes you sad about that?
Because I like doing math.
Really? Any idea what you want to do with that later on? Do you want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a scientist? I know you're only in 3rd grade, so you have lots of time to think about it, but
I want to be a teacher when I grow up.
do you? Do you look at what you've done, Darcy? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool stuff. So there is something else involved in this. There's an iEvolve
Right.
piece of it. Is that's what it's called? iEvolve?
Yeah, so it's about investigation, and that's an important part of it. But it's about investigation or exploration and research that's aimed at helping us solve important problems related to our community. What we found in past efforts and past studies and research is that when young people have a chance to learn by doing something that matters to others, by doing things that can contribute to the welfare of their community, they find that learning much more engaging. Their
Yeah.
motivation increases, and what they learn increases. It's about more than just learning what's in a book. It's about learning how to use what you learn, how to
Right.
apply it to important issues. The learning outcomes are more than just knowing the facts. It's also knowing how to use those facts and how to discover new facts.
Right. I want to ask Amaya though. Do you
Yeah.
talk about your school day with your friends?
Yeah,
Yeah. What do they say when they find out all the great stuff you're doing in class?
they say they wish I were in your class.
Wow. So sometimes they just don't know what they're missing, right? They just don't know how much fun being in your class really is. Yeah, good. She's going to be a good ambassador for you guys into getting
Yep.
more kids into this project.
And I know that you said you were going to be a teacher, but I also hope you think about maybe being a scientist someday, because we need a lot of very bright young people like you in science eventually. And being a teacher is a wonderful thing as well, and you could even be a science teacher.
You could.
And that would be good, but keep your mind open to the possibility of maybe being a science researcher even someday. Okay.
So the students are doing, oh, you know what I think we're going to do? We're going to go to a break right
Okay.
now, all right? We're going to go to a break. Maya, wave at the camera and say goodbye. We're going to be joined by another student in the second segment, but we'll be right back. Please stay with us.